Hi, it's Andy Lockwood from collegeplanningGuru.com, and I wanted to talk about summer activities. I know it's the beginning of June as I record this, and a lot of kids' minds are not necessarily on college prep. They're just trying to get through the end of the year with a lot of testing and even some fun stuff like parties and graduations and things like that. But if you have a rising senior, meaning a class of 2015 junior, what that really means is that in a matter of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, you have a senior. And likewise, if you have a sophomore class of 2016, you're a junior in a couple of weeks. So I thought I would give a few tips here to help you think about what you should be doing from a strategic standpoint if you have a junior or a sophomore, or younger. If you have a rising senior, class of 2015, keep in mind that the Common Application essay is already available. Even though technically speaking the Common Application doesn't come out till August 1st, we know what the question choices or prompts are going to be this year. They're going to remain unchanged from last year. So I would say, right after school ends, which might be the third week of June or something, take a little break, maybe 2 or 3 days to decompress, and then start reading and thinking about the Common Application essay prompts. And you can look at that at commonapp.org. And a lot of times essays change dramatically between the first draft and the fifth or sixth draft. Sometimes they don't even resemble the first draft. So the earlier you start thinking about this, the better. And in my practice, what I'm trying to have kids do is get me a draft in the beginning or middle of July, and then maybe we do another couple of drafts before August, and then you're pretty much done before you go back to school. That's the goal, at least. I think it's a lot easier to get stuff done over the summer than when you have to go back to school in the fall and deal with the classes and the social stuff, and sometimes you take the SAT or the ACT again. If you don't get the essay done or practically done over the summer, you're setting yourself up for a very stressful fall, which will be stressful even without having to do the essay. All right, in terms of summer activities, at this point, hopefully you've already started looking around at what you're going to be doing this summer, but there's still plenty of opportunities even if you are a little behind the 8 ball. And what I advise people is think about not just the fun stuff, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for having fun, going to the beach, having fun jobs like lifeguarding and things like that, but you should also ideally round out your summer activities with doing things that are atypical, not necessarily the same thing that every other kid does. In other words, it's great being a camp counselor, but it's different altogether starting a business. So starting a business would be an example of an atypical thing, and it could be tutoring, it could be teaching a sport or coaching a sport privately. Who knows? There's dozens and dozens of possibilities. I'm always able to come up with something when I brainstorm it with kids. I want to talk a little bit about college visits, but we don't have a lot of time in this video. Number one, summer is not the ideal time to see colleges, but it's the second best time. So the best time is when classes are in session. And the reason I say this is because you want to get a look or a feel for the types of kids who go to that school. But that being said, a lot of kids have a hard time breaking away during the year because they're so busy with high school. So I still think it makes sense to go to see a bunch of colleges. And if you really like something, then I would say go back in the fall when it's in session just to either confirm or to maybe form a different opinion that you may have held over the summer. So let me give you a couple of tips, and then I'll tell you where to get some more information. So number one, I told you try to go when it's in session, but this is a video about the summer. Number two, be selective. You can't possibly visit everywhere. So it gets kind of crazy, if you draw up a list of 20 or 30 schools that you want to visit, it's really not necessary. So be not only just selective about the number of schools, but be realistic about the types of schools you go to. So in other words, if a school is a long shot, if you're like a B+ student and you go in the Boston area and your first 3 visits are Harvard, MIT, and Boston College, look, I think it's nice to see those schools, but that's kind of a waste. So you're not going to have unlimited resources, meaning money or time, to go on all these trips, all these visits. I would say go see some schools that you are a good fit for. And the second tip I wanted to leave you with is in terms of planning out how many you see per day, I really think that 2 a day is a lot. It gets a lot harder to distinguish the schools among themselves if you see more than 2 a day. So that's my personal experience and that of my clients over the years. You of course can use your own discretion, but that's my rule of thumb. I have many other tips that I'd like to give to you, and you can get those by clicking on the link below this video, because I've typed up a little sort of cheat sheet or some notes on this video and on the college visit itself. So thanks a lot for watching. If you want some more information, either click on the link below. If you want to schedule a time to chat with me, if you're concerned about the essays and the common application and selecting schools and all that type of stuff, whether you're a parent of a junior, parent of a sophomore, we do have limited availability for our free 20-minute strategic phone consultations. There's a link for that at the top of this page. Just click on Contact and you'll see how to book those. We're running about 2 or 3 weeks out right now, and we've got holidays and stuff, but I'll definitely be able to make time to see you, if our schedules match up. All right, thanks a lot for watching. This is Andy Lockwood, collegeplanningguru.com, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.